Krishna, this is Ramanavami special video. I will tell you the 5 stories about the power of Ramanama, the name Rama. After hearing the 5 stories, you will understand the importance of chanting Ramanama. Story number 1. It's about the milkmaid, that is the cowherd lady, who is daily crossing the river to supply her milk to the priest on the other side. But the difficulty daily she was facing is that the boat does not come on time, and that priest is a well-known scholar. He knows all the shastras, so he will also give discourses, and she overheard some of the discourse where he was saying the power of Ramanama. He has told many times that to cross the samsara, that is the ocean of this birth and death, Ramanama is the only solution. So after hearing this, so if we can cross this samsara sagara, that is the ocean of birth and death, then why not I cross this small river? It is just nothing in front of Ramanama. This is what is her understanding. So with this in mind, she crossed the river. The next day, she came on time. She did not wait for the boat to come. She came on time. The priest was asking, how can you supply the milk on time today? Then she told, you only told in the discourse that Ramanama is so powerful that you can even cross Samsara Sagara. So this river is just nothing in front of that Rama's name. Like that she told. Then this priest was like, couldn't believe what she was saying. Then he thought, okay, show me how you crossed the river. And the priest and this cowherd lady is crossing. But the lady told, you just keep chanting Ramanama, it's very easy, you can just walk over the river. And she just crossed the river, and this fellow, this priest, drowned. And he was like asking for help, please save me, like that. And he was asking how you crossed, but why I couldn't cross? We both were chanting Ramanama. Then she told, I chanted with faith, but you are holding your dhoti, that is the traditional dhoti. You are trying to hold it so that it won't get wet in water. Then he realized that he was not having full faith. His lips were chanting, but he was not having the faith. If he had the faith, he wouldn't hold the dhoti. So, this is the story in Ramayana. So, what we have to understand here from story number 1 is having complete faith, like this milkmaid, like this cowherd lady. Story number 2 is about Vibhishna. After Vibhishna Pattabhishekam, Rama left to Ayodhya. Whoever attended Vibhishna Pattabhishekam wants to return to India, but they found that they couldn't cross the ocean because the Ramanama stones weren't there. So they are coming back and asking Vibhishna that now the stones are not there, so how can we cross and go to India? Then Vibhishna, he took one dry leaf and he wrote Ramanama. The name Rama, he wrote it, and then he wrapped it in a cloth and then gave it to the person, and he said, you just take this and cross the ocean, you can easily cross the ocean. And they also believed it because they are respecting Vibhishna so much, and then they were in the middle of the ocean now. The ocean gave the way. Story number 2 is about Vibhishna. After Vibhishna Pattabhishekam, that is the crowning ceremony of Vibhishna, was over, Rama left to Ayodhya. Whoever has attended Vibhishna Pattabhishekam wants to return to India. But they could not cross the ocean because that stone where Rama was written, which was afloat, wasn't there now. So they came back to Vibhishna and asking, how do we cross now? Vibhishna took a leaf, wrote the name Rama, wrapped it in a cloth and gave it to them. He told, you need to carry this while crossing the ocean. So ocean gave the way, they could cross it, but when they were in the middle, halfway through the ocean, one person had a doubt. What is there in this cloth that the ocean is giving the way? Like that he thought, and he opened the cloth and saw one dry leaf, and then Rama was written in there. And he was like, phew, just a dry leaf and the name Rama, like that he thought. Immediately ocean closed and they all drowned and died over there. So they did not have the trust or the faith that this single name Rama only helped them cross the ocean. The moment the faith was vanished, they also got vanished. So what we need to have is faith. Let's go to story number 3. It's about Kakasura, who is Indra's son. When Rama and Sita were in exile, they did not care about their palace, like they left the palace and all. They did not worry about anything. They were happily roaming in the forest. This Indra did not like, because he thought Lord Rama was wasting time and he was romancing with her. He did not like all that because Ravana Vat did not happen yet. So he sent Kakasura to disturb their privacy. When Rama was sleeping on Sita's lap, this Kakasura came and he was pricking Sita's chest and she was bleeding, and that bleeding fell on Rama's face, and then he woke up and saw Kakasura with blood-stained beaks and its claws were full of blood dripping down. This angered Sri Rama very much. Immediately what he did, he pulled out a blade of grass, and he aimed that grass as Brahmastra towards Kakasura, this Asura who is in the crow form. And this Kakasura is running to all the universes, trying to escape from this Brahmastra, this dangerous weapon. It's actually just a blade of grass, but it was aimed by Sri Rama. Kakasura is asking Brahma's help, Lord Shiva's help, but no one is ready to help Kakasura. Everybody is advising him, go to Lord Sri Rama and do Sharanagati. So Kakasura is coming back to Sri Rama and he is saying, sorry, please forgive me and all. But what Lord Rama is saying, Brahmastra once aimed, it cannot be revoked. So I have to aim it, so tell me where I have to aim. Then Kakasura is saying, okay, then aim at my right eye. So this is how that blade of grass worked against Kakasura. So what we have to understand from this story is, even a simple grass can act as Brahmastra when Bhagavan wants. This is what we should understand. This is the power of Lord Rama. Story number 4. It's about Ratnakar. Ratnakar was a hunter and a killer also. This Ratnakar, from childhood he engaged in this hunting task, and after marriage he felt it's difficult to maintain his wife and children just by hunting. So he started attacking the travelers on the way to the forest, and he was stealing whatever they were having. So this is how his life was going. One day, that side, sage Narada came, and Ratnakar attacked Narada, and he told, "Give me whatever you have." Narada told, "No problem, I can give you whatever I have, but do one thing first. Go and ask your wife and children whether they can take half of whatever sins you have committed. Then I will give whatever you are asking." Ratnakar went back to his wife and children and he asked, "Will you take my sins?" Then his wife was saying, "Why should I take the sin? Your job is to maintain us. It is your duty as a husband to provide food for us. We did not ask you to steal, or we did not ask you to kill people." Then this Ratnakar thought, what we did for this people was a great blunder. We shouldn't have committed sin, because what Ratnakar thought, even their children and his wife will take his sins. But that was not the case. So Ratnakar realized his mistake and he went back to Narada and he told, "My family is not ready to take my or share my sins." Then he was asking, "Now how to get rid of this sins which I have committed? Now I am worried a lot," like that he was saying. Immediately Narada Muni told, "No problem, you just say Rama Rama Rama, all your sins will be vanished." But this Ratnakar, because of the sins he has committed, even Ramanama was not coming. Single Rama was not coming in his mouth. So Narada Muni gave an idea. "You say Mara 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 Mara. Whether Mara is coming or not, you check," he told. Then immediately he said Mara. So Mara is coming, then repeat Mara 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 Mara. So he was repeating Mara 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 Mara, and rhythmically it is Rama Rama Rama. And then what happened? An ant hill formed on his body. It covered his body. He was in penance saying this Mara 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 for long years. And this ant hill in Sanskrit called Valmikam. Valmikam. So he came out of the ant hill, and so he is called Valmiki. Valmiki means the one who came out of the ant hill. That is the name. So whenever we name someone, we should know the meaning. Otherwise it will become a joke. So nobody should keep the name as Valmiki, because what is the meaning? The one who came out of the ant hill. So he wrote Ramayana. Both Valmiki and Lord Rama lived in the same era, in the same period. During the exile, Lord Rama visited this Valmiki Maharishi's hermitage. So he has seen, Valmiki has seen Rama, he knows his stories, and so he wrote. This is story number 4. So what we have to understand here, even though this Ratnakar did not know the value of this name, he just had faith that this Mara Mara will solve his problem. It will vanish his sins, because he had a trust in Narada Muni. Whatever Narada Muni told, he had a trust. So he became a Muni, great Muni. And he is also called as Adi Kavi. Adi Kavi means the first poet who wrote Sanskrit shlokas. This Valmiki Ratnakar. So what is most important is having faith and also practice. Repeating the mantra has more power. Let's go to 5th story. 5th story is about Vibhishna Saranagati. We all know Vibhishna is younger brother of Ravana. And Vibhishna has advised Ravana that he should not support adharma, that is, kidnapping Sita is an adharmic activity. He did not listen, he kidnapped. And then he told, now you have arrested Sita and kept here, it is adharmic activity. So you need to go and surrender to Lord Rama, he will forgive you. Because Lord Rama is so powerful that he will vanish Sri Lanka. So he don't want the Lanka to be vanished. Because he loved his citizens very much. So Vibhishna told to Ravana, Ravana did not listen. He again told to Kumbhakarna also, Ravana's brother. He also did not listen. Kumbhakarna told, no, I need to support my elder brother Ravana. Then Vibhishna went to his mother. His mother also advised Ravana that you give Sita back to Lord Rama. Then also he did not listen. So Vibhishna thought it's time to surrender to Lord Rama. So Vibhishna is coming. Hanuman is bringing Vibhishna in front of Lord Rama. Vibhishna is giving his introduction like this. We need to learn from Vibhishna how to do Saranagati. He is saying, I am the younger brother of Ravana, who is your enemy, and he has kept your wife Sita in Ashokavana, and she is surrounded by Rakshasis, and she is always thinking about you. All this he was saying. So he was saying he was a Rakshasa, Ravana's brother, and his all this, if a normal person is hearing, he will immediately attack this Vibhishna. Oh, you are my enemy's brother, immediately attack. But Rama is Bhagavan, he did not do that. He understood the good nature of Vibhishna, and he understood that he is coming for Saranagati, surrender. And Vibhishna told, please forgive my brother, please forgive us all this, he told, and he is on Lord Rama's side now. Rama accepted Vibhishna because of this thing that he is accepting the fault. So many people will not accept the fault. Even in front of the Lord, they will think like they are so proud, they are in so and so company, they are only taking care of the family. But who is behind everything? Lord is behind everything. This they will forget. So in front of Lord also, they will have their ego. They won't stand in the queue. If you go to Tirupati, there is VIP darshan. They won't stand in normal queue because they are VIP, very important persons. Actually, Tirupati Balaji is a very important person, but they will not stand in the queue. They will go to special queue. So this Vibhishna was not having. He was so humble. So what we need to learn from him is, so from this 5 stories, starting from that cowherd lady, then this Vibhishna wrote Ramanama on the leaf, then the Kakasura story, then Valmiki story, and then the Vibhishna Saranagati. What we have to learn is being humble and the power of Ramanama. Hanuman. There is one shloka which will even cure the lunatic person. Apatam apahartaram dataram sarvasampatam lokabhiramam shriramam bhuyo bhuyo namamyaham. This if we chant multiple times in front of the lunatic person, he will be cured. And if you are in very very great danger, if you chant this mantra, you will be saved. So let's chant Ram Ram Ram, Sri Rama Jayam, Hare Krishna.